Coming up on this episode of The Village Idiom.
I specifically request no lasagna, because when I think of crappy church functions,
it includes lasagna.
Yeah, we got some Caesar salad and lasagna. It's like I went to
Base
Costco.
level,
yeah. We got 10 lasagnas, threw them in the church oven.
Yeah.
And just this nasty mess of gumminess.
Gummy sauciness.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not helping anybody find Jesus. This is awful.
Dum dum da da. Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week takes a time to talk about idioms and things. And so today's no different.
and stuff.
We choose a popular saying, take a shallow but hopefully and once in a while even interesting dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but we're also going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I'm skinny and stuff.
Skinny and stuff. Well, we're going to jump right into it, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well,
let's jump.
Except that
I can't get a lot of altitude these days as we jump into it.
All right, here we go. Oh, okay, got it. Here we go.
Well, on the other hand, blood is thicker than water.
Blood is thicker than water.
This is the worst beginning of a podcast area. That's awesome.
We are a podcast that every week chooses a popular saying to take a shallow and hopefully comedic dive into its usage, its meaning, its origins, but we're also going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
I'm still skinny.
Ooh, and listen to this.
Well, on the other hand, blood is thicker than water.
Blood is thicker than water. Today's idiom du jour.
Just on the basis of pure viscosity, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you know how much thicker?
I'm going to go with like 34 millijoules. Micro.
Nope, 6 times. 6 times thicker. I looked it up today.
Well, because I think of like something viscous like an oil, and like blood is not. It might be as thick as oil.
Yeah, it's different. It's
like a WD-40 on your hands.
It's like a nice lotion.
As you're like rubbing it in, it's like, yeah, it has the same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like after a good slaying, you know. Wonder if you like war paint.
Blood is thicker than water definition is that relationships and loyalties within a family are stronger or strongest and the most important ones.
I shot a seagull on the open water once with a .22. Just had to get that off my chest.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was another setup to a dad joke.
No. I was trying to think of things.
I shot a seagull off the deck with a .22.
It was, yeah.
And you dropped it?
No, it was, yeah. There was 2, and then there was 1.
Wow.
Yeah, it was practice. I just.
And why did that pop in your head right now?
I don't know. Talking about blood and stuff. And
was there blood, or did it just drop?
I didn't see any bloody consequences. I saw that there was 2 on the water, and then when I was done, there was 1 on the water.
2. Oh, it's floating.
We were fishing,
not out of the sky.
We were fishing and had a .22.
Did it sink?
I don't know. I doubt it. I think it would float for a while, and then eventually it's going to sink.
Huh.
I don't know what the viscosity of a seagull is compared to the
6 times.
The buoyancy, tension on the water of the.
Tell me what floats? What small churches?
She must be a witch. But blood is thicker than water.
Blood is actually 6 times thicker than water.
I love this idiom.
Why do you say that?
Well, when we get into origins, I didn't know where this was going, and I like it.
Well, I hope you still do at the end.
Okay, let's see what you found. My superficial findings are just leaving me astounded sometimes.
I did discover this, though, that human blood contains metals. No surprise there. But what was the surprise is that in the human body, there's about 0.2 milligrams of gold in your blood. That's one of the metals in the human blood.
Really?
0.2 milligrams. Let me ask you this. How much blood do you think you have in, like, on average, how much blood does a human body have?
5 liters.
That is pretty close. I had in my head, like, a lot more. Maybe it's just from gruesome movies, like, you know, death in bathtubs, and I just feel like you'd fill a bathtub. Like, when you bleed out, it's going to take a while. But, yeah, it's 1.3 gallons, or, like, almost 5 liters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you already know that?
Well, when you exsanguinate a human.
That's almost insane. I can't say the word.
It's just No, it was just a random out there. But I figured there's not like a lot because then there's like your bones and your
I
meaty
don't know. There's
bits.
always like these surprising facts about the human body. Like, do you know how many miles of intestines you have? If you stretch your intestines, you can get from here to the moon and back. How much blood? A couple liters.
Yeah, a gallon. That'll do you.
A gallon. About a gallon. That's it.
Just over a gallon.
So bleeding
depending on
out suddenly became potential.
Yeah, it's totally possible.
I always thought it was like...
Well, you see that first liter go by, you start to panic.
It's
There's only 4 more left.
Yeah, that's 25%. Yeah, I was just surprised. I thought it was more. I thought it was going to be one of those surprising facts. Did you know there's 35 gallons of blood in your body?
Well, without forging too deep into the details of the origins, briefly, contracts possibly involved. A contract. And
Like contracting
like having
a disease from
having a
blood.
contract with somebody. Blood is thicker than water. And as I was going through, we won't get too far into that part now, but popped into my head weird contract details that people sometimes will like have riders in things when they sign on to an organization.
Okay.
And so up popped like some weird sports one. This guy, last name Ramirez, fighting. He was a professional baseball player going to play in Japan with the Kochi fighting dogs, and included in his contract to have unlimited sushi. That the team needed to provide unlimited sushi to him as part of his contract. Yeah.
Who did he play for? The Chicago White Stockings?
It was the Kochi fighting dogs.
Oh. Which originally was called the Kochi...
Arguing puppies. Yeah, that was their younger version.
Funny. That was the minor leagues.
And then the Houston Astros setup man, Charlie Kerfield, known for his sense of humor, he upped his salary from $110,000 to $110,037.37 because he was number 37, and he demanded 37 boxes of orange Jello be included in his contract.
Like just a one-time or
Yeah.
each game?
No, like I want 37, like just a one-time shot.
Well, back in our music
37
days, we would get asked all the time, and we just couldn't bring ourselves to be pretentious enough,
Right.
to include like we would like such and such. We kept our rider to actual like sound system.
Right, things we need to do the show.
Yeah,
You will provide a PA.
exactly. But we did get specific. Like it has to be.
I love the one on like the Backstreet Boys, the documentary, and it was like, we need wheatgrass juice.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
we want blue M&Ms, like all this funny.
Okay, so we had one thing which was not so much a picky rider thing, but certain contracts did include a dinner.
Oh sure,
But we weren't
that's fair.
picky. And then after a while, we had to get picky, but not in a we will only eat this, but what we wouldn't eat, because we're not like big league band.
No, you're not asking for
playing
steak
arenas.
dinners, but it's not like,
So-
we got you craft dinner with some cut up hot
So
dogs.
because we're not that big of a deal, we got pizza or like a lasagna kind of thing so much,
Right.
that we had to actually say
like
okay,
church people,
no pizza,
church banquet material.
yeah.
You're gonna get Caesar salad and
Appreciate
lasagna.
it, but we can't eat any more pizza.
You're gonna get Costco lasagna and Caesar salad.
We had
How's
one
Caesar
tour.
salad and lasagna sound?
Exactly. We had one tour with another band where we had a competition that went out ahead of time for people to submit their impersonations of either band via video, and winners selected by the promoter of the show ahead of time would get backstage time with both bands,
Cool.
sponsored by Domino's.
Okay.
So Domino's Pizza after every show.
Not as
and
good.
it was like suddenly like none of the 10 or more of us, no pizza was being eaten. All the winners.
I don't want it that way.
All the winners of the competitions, which was fascinating to see some of the videos, they all ate pizza like crazy, and we had a great time, but we were just like, no more pizza. And then as soon as the thing's done, can we go eat somewhere that's not pizza?
We have lasagna and Caesar salad. Thanks, church ladies.
Exactly.
I don't want to be ungrateful, but I'm a little ungrateful.
I'm tiny bit ungrateful. A tiny bit.
And sometimes lasagna is so good, and sometimes it's not.
Really? I'm not a big pasta fan, but lasagna is more than just pasta. It's like
No, sometimes it's just literally pasta and sauce.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
That's like layered gummy nastiness. Oh man, we do church functions. One of the programs that we do, people come in and we have food like Alpha, and so there's like food there all and I'm the cook person who coordinates the sorry, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna sneeze, but we're so close together that I can't.
The cook person.
Cook person.
Which happens to be
cooker.
The cooker.
Sorry.
She's a beautiful, lovely lady.
She's a real cooker.
Yeah, and I specifically request no lasagna because when I think of crappy church functions,
It includes lasagna.
yeah, we got some Caesar salad and lasagna. It's like I went to
Base
Costco.
level, yeah.
We got 10 lasagnas, threw them in the church oven.
Yeah.
And just this nasty mess of gumminess.
Gummy sauciness.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not helping anybody find Jesus. This is awful. This is so not good.
You could use. You could.
My
find,
lasagna is
you could
great.
Find a
Okay.
way. How many
Okay.
layers of pasta are on this? Well, there's 4 layers of pasta. Oh, that reminds me. Have you heard of the 4 spiritual laws?
The 4 spiritual. This one, we've a nice assortment of 12 cheeses, which reminds me of the 12 disciples plus Jesus. Not cheeses.
So bad. Oh man. See, we made we didn't make a promise, but last week when we recorded, we were going to save all the banter for the end, and now we've wasted 10 minutes. Let's get into this, and if we still want to chat, because we got lots to cover today when we get into
where does this actually come from?
This.
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind.
You know what your clapping reminded me of? Have you seen the Shred, Beach Boys Shred It? What are they called? You know
It's
what I'm
called
talking about?
Shred It.
It's just like,
I get around shredded.
it's worth looking up. All right.
I get my car because it's never been beat.
All right, well, we're going to get into the origins, and I'm wondering if you're going to be happy or disappointed in this. So, there is, immediately I was excited when I started to research this, because when you see headlines like, did you know that blood is thicker than water originally meant the complete opposite of how we use it now? I'm like, now we're talking.
Right.
This is awesome.
That excited me.
So, completely opposite of its original meaning, blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. It's
the exact opposite in some
yeah,
interpretations.
so that's the full saying. Blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of information on this. H.C. Trumbull contrasts the expression with the comparison of blood and milk in the Arab world. So it comes from this. We in the West are accustomed to say that blood is thicker than water, but the Arabs have the idea that blood is thicker than milk, than mother's milk. With them, any 2 children nourished at the same breast are called milk brothers, or, brace yourself, sucking brothers, and the tie between such is very strong. But the Arabs hold that the brothers in the covenant of blood are closer than brothers at a common breast, and that those who have tasted each other's blood are in surer covenant than those who have tasted the same milk together. That quote-unquote blood lickers, as the blood brothers are sometimes called, are more truly one than milk brothers or sucking brothers, that indeed blood is thicker than milk as well as thicker than water. All that to say is that from the Arab world came the original saying, blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which they also tie into the story of David and Jonathan and their blood covenant, where Jonathan is defying family ties to partner with David.
So the mind-blowing aspect of that is, so there's your biological family in love, and that's how it's used in our vernacular. That, well, it's like, oh, blood is thicker than water. Choose family first. Family first. Family first. They're your blood relative. But what it was blood covenant, and so it was the people you chose to have covenant with had a higher status or a higher honor, a higher place than those who were natural.
Right.
It was just, it's the complete opposite of how we use it. Yeah.
I will add this too. Two modern commentators, author Albert Jack and the Messianic rabbi Richard Pustelniak, claim, with not a lot of historical justification, that the original meaning of the expression was that the ties between people who have made the blood covenant, like you said, or have shed blood together in battle, have a stronger tie than the water of the womb. Thus, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. And here's where I'm going to disappoint you. The idiom today, blood is thicker than water, does not come from any of that.
What?
Yeah.
This is bull crap.
Yeah. No.
I want my money back.
All of that is true. David and Jonathan had a blood covenant.
Yeah.
It is true that Jonathan defied family ties to help him. This Arab saying is true, but the saying blood is thicker than water, how we use it today, has always meant that. It comes from Germany. The equivalent proverb in German, which originally was Blood.Is.Thicker.Than.Water, first appeared in a different form in medieval German beast epic Reinhard Fuchs, or Reinhard the Fox, by Heinrich der Gleckezer. I'm sure I'm butchering this. The 13th century Heidelberg manuscript reads in part, Auch hör ich sagen, dass Sepi Blut von Weser nicht verderbert.
Wow. Went Swedish chef there at the end.
In English, it says, I also hear it said, kin blood is not spoiled by water, which may in part refer to the distance not changing familial ties or duties due to the high seas being tamed. So it comes from German. The other stuff is true, but tying it together, that one came from the covenant blood thing, is only about 30 years old. So that was invented, that's where it came from. In 1412, English priest John Lydgate observed the Troy book, for naturally blood will be of kind drawn to blood where he may find.
I don't know if I can be any more disappointed right now.
I know, because it's a fantastic.
It's a fantastic.
And the further
turn of events.
down you dig, the deeper you get, the more you hear people going, "I'm so disappointed." That's
disappointing.
But you hear this comparison a lot because it's cool.
Well, it's not
I found it in sermons. I found it in dictionaries. I found it in everything.
It's not a family slight, but I like the way that it puts weight on your words with, I choose this, and like my word is my bond, and
Yeah.
I'm like that kind of like I said it. My loyalty is like I have to be true to that. And
well, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That isn't. There's no quote like that. That quote has been invented. The story of David and Jonathan, true. The milk-sucking brothers in the Arab world,
blood lickers,
true. Both with different meanings, but the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb is not a saying. Never has been a saying.
You're just saying it though.
It sounds great.
You're saying it right now.
It's a great false origin story.
I'd have bought that one.
Yeah, it was good. I was excited. I started typing and then dug a little deeper and went, oh man.
This is lame.
Such a good story.
This podcast sucks. Just, I want to turn it off right now. How disappointing.
Do you recognize this voice?
You know, I was just thinking, honey, blood really is thicker than water.
Feel it.
No, it reminds me of the guy from The Green Mile.
Tom Hanks?
No, the scraggly guy who's like really funny. Iron Man. He's the
Robert Downey Jr.
CEO of the other company. What's his name? Anyway, he's the scraggly one with the funny teeth and
like Steve Buscemi.
No, you're just saying names now, just to say names.
It was Chevy Chase in European National Lampoon's European Vacation. But what I think is funny is he's talking about blood being thicker than water.
You know, I was just thinking,
with
honey,
this sound.
blood really is thicker than water.
When you don't see the picture. You know what I was thinking? Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Blood is thicker than water.
Well, that's just the one.
Anyway, that is the origins. It comes from Germany. It's always meant what it's always meant. It got translated into English, and it means family is the strongest ties. But
well, things like
the other stuff is still true. Could be argued that family is not. But the idiom we're talking about today, that's what it's saying.
I think so. Family can tip over to a point where they have that weight. There's like your biological family, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are as tied to them as some other people who you've chosen to bind to.
I agree.
Do you understand what I'm saying right now?
I agree. I'm saying.
Do you hear the words coming from my mouth?
The idiom, blood is thicker than water, means family is stronger than friends. I agree with you, but that's not what the idiom is saying.
You're like a politician right now.
I agree with you. I'm on your side, but it's not what it means.
I'm your ally in this.
I'm your ally in this. Yeah.
You're not my ally in this.
You're the worst ally ever.
Well, I'm just reeling is what I'm emotionally reeling right now.
Have you ever had...
You've triggered me. I'm triggered. Like a dog.
I'm sorry.
I feel like a dog that's been triggered.
Do you donate blood?
I have donated blood.
Like just not to be tested, but like I'm gonna donate blood.
Turns out you have hepatitis. No, yes, I have gone in, done the whole thing. Glad to do it. I don't know why I don't do it more.
I don't think
I've got 5 liters.
Did I just get echoey? Am I hearing things? I don't think I've ever donated to donate. I've had blood drawn.
Yeah, I hear it a little bit now myself.
Really? That's an echo, not a ringing sound. Anyway, so I've never done it, but I will say this. Best slogan to have ever been created was the Donate Blood ad campaign that was...
Blood.
It's in you to give. It's in you to give, yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Like that should have won awards. If there is such thing as slogan awards.
Probably.
Yeah, there has to be actually.
Yeah. The slogan.
Is that a Canadian blood bank thing, or is that a like internationally it's in you to give?
I don't know, it's a winner.
It is a
internationally.
Winner. Yeah. So no, I don't think they like in the States or certain states you can actually receive payment for donating blood.
No. Ours was like a total free thing. The irony of it was my wife...
There is iron in your blood.
Well, some people's. My wife, we were off to go give blood. She's like, I want to go give blood. I'm like, I'll go give blood with you. And then they do the little test beforehand where they like drop your blood in this little vial thing to test to make sure you're not anemic, enough iron. And just at that particular time, it was like, oh, you don't have enough real iron in your blood. You can't donate today.
Oh, really?
Sure, yours is fine. Saddle up, and we're gonna get a gallon out of you.
Drop your pants, a doctor will be right with you. How do you take the blood?
That's not what I signed up for. Yeah, so
the one time she suggested that she can actually do it.
Yeah,
interesting.
Just at that particular point, it was needed more iron in her blood.
Have you ever?
So then
Have you ever needed blood? Have you ever been in a bad way?
No,
that's good.
No, thanks though for asking.
It'd be a good story for a podcast or something.
No, I can't even recollect a time like that I was gushing. Like with blood, like I've never had a spurting kind of fountain pen out of my neck incident.
The only spurting blood I've ever had, I couldn't physically see myself because it was on the back of my head. And are we good? Okay, quick story. My mom ran a daycare in our home.
Your girlfriend ran a daycare.
Your girlfriend.
My girlfriend
ran a daycare.
Your mom.
Yes.
Got it.
Ran a daycare in our home, and our upper floor of our house, it was kind of a donut. Like you go from kitchen, dining room, living room, hallway, past all the bedrooms. There's a donut there. So one day,
like a fritter.
Yep. And one day, with kids still to be picked up, so children in the house, my dad, I was maybe 12, 13, and my dad and I just started kind of play fighting. And so he's chasing me around like pitchfork. Kids aren't scared or anything. Like it's all fun and laughter. But my dad picks up this toy block, like hollow It was a Tupperware block. The hollow could open and shut, like the most lightweight plastic toy in the world. And he threw it at me as I ran away, thinking it would just like ping my back or something. But it hit me in the back of the head. So I felt it, no pain. It's a light toy. But I dropped to the ground to scare my dad, because it hit me on the back of the head. So I just cupped the back of my head and just laid there still to scare him. Well, then I get up, and as I pull my hands away, my hands are wet. And my mom just gasps and shoves me into the bathroom because there's little kids around.
Right.
And he just hit this little pinpoint, like there wasn't even a cut. This pinpoint spot on the back of my head, right at the base of my skull. And it was like, psst, psst. out of the back of my head. My mom's cupping it. She's like, I've never seen so much blood. And she's wiping it, trying to find the cut. There's no cut. Psst, psst. And the funny thing is still no pain, and it stopped pretty quick. But the funny thing is if I ever laid on like a hard floor on my back, for years, if I rolled on just that one spot, I would get like a tingling sensation, like little zap.
Weird.
So I don't know what sort of
the implant,
whatever he severed off in the back of my head.
Thanks, Max Headroom.
Yeah. So that I spurted blood, and there was an obscene amount of blood.
Crazy.
Yeah, from nothing cut.
Weird.
Yeah.
I got when you say spurting like that, I did get clawed by a cat once on the back of my leg, and it hit like a vein close to the surface, and it's actual shot. Yeah, claw from just a cat claw.
Wow.
Did you die?
I did, but I came
Sadly,
back.
yes, but I lived.
That was your eighth of your 9 lives.
Deep a kitty.
Well,
we should get into the end of things here.
Yep, we should.
Rambler.
Where are we here?
We are heading into a little game we like to call Riddlink.
Oh, okay, well, Riddlink is a game. Whoa! Riddlink is a game we like to play as a 2-part trivia-based question that requires a 2-part but overlapping answer, overlapping by sound or syllable or word or even word. So, for example, last week, our idiom was Charlie horse. Right? Yes. And I left you with... I wrote the wrong one.
Are you
down.
having a stroke right now?
Was last week Charlie horse?
Yes.
Yeah, and I wrote down the wrong one that I left you with, so I got to think about it. Because it was, I wrote down the Charlie horse. Well, this is still a good example. One of the ones was this 2-word phrase for leg cramp. Oh, I know what it was. This leg cramp, this idiom that means leg cramp also is the last name of Jack, who is a prospective person who coined the phrase. And so the answer is Charlie. No glass. I can't remember.
I don't know. I think that block got you harder than you think.
Okay,
it did.
2-word phrase for leg cramp scared America with War of the Worlds. Charlie Horse and Orson Welles. Charlie Horse and Welles.
That was much better.
That's not the one we left for everybody.
Nope, it wasn't, but that's okay. All right.
Wow.
Well, I've got a couple. Let me start.
Please do.
Start things off. Rambo favors his covenant relationships over his biological family.
That would be First Blood is Thicker Than Water.
That's First Blood's Thicker Than Water.
All right, my turn. Rambo is closer to his family than friends.
First Blood is Thicker Than Water?
You got it. You got another one?
Oh, I hear. Isn't that funny out of all the choices?
I know.
Oh, man. Disappoint our illegitimate children. Okay, here we go.
A window in a church. A window in a church.
Wow.
Is the last name of Jack, who is potentially the one who coined the phrase "blood is thicker than water."
That is stained glass cock.
That's right.
Got it. Perfect. All right, let me get another one here. The idiom means family first, according to Aquatic Kevin Costner.
Blood is thicker than water world.
That's it.
All right. My turn. I'm going to leave this for everybody. Let's not leave anything for them. Family is tighter than friends in Costner's Aqua Planet.
Shut up.
2 for 2. It's a first.
That's never happened before.
2 for 2 copycat riddlinks.
Oh, that's disappointing. You've got nothing to work on this week, and
Nope.
that has been 3 minutes gone.
Wow, that's sad.
That's never happened.
That's never happened. I'm like,
I swear,
did
baby.
you just look at my screen?
That's the first time
and-
that's ever happened.
Did you see me tipping my screen? I'm like, did you just copy what I had written down
I did
here?
not, but that is amazing. Well, anyways, that happened. These
did.
things happen.
It does.
We still enjoyed putting it together today for you.
You're right.
I'm skinny.
That's spooky.
I was in the background. Are you hearing things?
Just a little bit.
I'm still skinny.
And I am Jurassic Hemoglobin Mark.
These are the village idioms.
That's 3 minutes gone.